Okay, Ajeya, we're back here at the 2010 United States Snooker Championship at the Embassy Club, Embassy Billiards in San Gabriel. Ooh, had a collision. He might get lucky here.
Yeah, he wasn't a particularly good breakout shot. He's left
So,
Ife an opportunity here.
yeah.
He can actually, pot the bottom right-hand red, and play a stun shot with a little bit of running side and get behind the black or come around the black.
Well, this will
Towards
be
the blue
interesting
and the
to
buff.
see how he responds to that last game because now the match is tied. We're at 2-2. Again, it's best of 9, and we'll see what happens there. It was interesting if you could go back and look at that stroke. When he missed, you could see his stroke coming off angle and going back at a sideways motion. He came across the ball and swiped the cue ball. I think if anybody wants to work on their game, having access to videotape of yourself is so crucial in any sport, let alone this,
That's correct.
Let's look at his technique and see, critique his technique with the rake here.
Yeah, he's got quite a decent technique. I mean, he holds his cue, with 2 fingers across his cue
so
and
it's loose.
two below. It's quite traditional to hold it that way. Again, he didn't play it hard enough. Unless the pink goes, it's tough to tell from here. No, so he actually wanted to play it hard enough to be on the other side of the blue to get back to the reds.
Oh boy, that might work
He's-
out. It seems to me you can see that red that's on the far right, and you can almost, well, he's going to shoot this one here and squeeze it in, it looks like. And of course, that's another skill that you really want to work on, is playing with your opposite hand.
I think Ali might have been distracted by somebody there. Ife has a tough. Oh, he's not even attempting the pot. I think he's just going to play safety, try to get behind the green here.
Almost leaked that last red there, but yeah, that's a good shot.
It's a fantastic shot. I think again Ali has.
It was a fantastic selection, He really picked out, I mean, this is what was interesting to me, and, I watch, I think when I watch you play, you really managed the pack good, and, played safeties, good, terrific safeties, and you can really reverse the game that way.
Yeah, you really need to think about safety as well. It's an integral part of the game.
Yeah.
Because most opportunities are created by good safety play. I think he's given Ife a half an opportunity. The black's not available, obviously, to the left-hand side, so he needs to draw the white ball back to the blue, which makes it a tough shot.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's deceptive for people looking at these pockets from the front. They look very open, but the shelf of the pocket can be very deep, and if a ball touches the rail, it's not that easy to make them.
That's right. Yeah, these pockets are very tight.
And the ball being small like that, if you have a tendency to miss-hit the cue ball at all, it's really amplified on that ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why accuracy is. Yeah, one can't really stress how important technique is, and I'm sure Tony, as a pool player, you know that any flaws in technique gets amplified in snooker, like you were saying.
Well, as a person that's had to take long hiatuses from playing competitively, I've just felt like the only way that I could stay competitive was to keep trying to improve my technique, and I continue to do so. Some days I feel like I have, and other days I think I've regressed. But this guy's technique's out of sight, I can tell you.
He might have gotten lucky.
Well, in that shot there, I think he kind of calculated that there was a calculated risk in going that way.
Right.
But it wasn't as great as doing something else. So
yeah, I would have actually imagined that that being behind this red here was the.
Did he have an angle to do that?
Yes. So what he could have played was he could have played across two cushions, and behind the red there, but.
If you look at that attempt that Ali just made, that was really half-hearted. He didn't have his deliberate setup there. And, there's a lot of pressure in this match. These guys have played all year for a chance to go to the... Now, when they win this tournament, they're in the...
Yes,
It's just a top player?
The top two get to play in the World Championships, which is really prestigious.
Mm-hmm.
And
if they happen to do good in the Amateur World Championships, that gives them a berth in the World Snooker Association tournament, or...
So if you win the IBSF World Championships, you get an automatic entry into the World Professional Championships.
There you go. That's big
so,
deal.
or you actually can get to play as a professional.
And how many players played in the IBSF Championship this last year?
I think there were 54 countries that played in the last one.
Okay.
And
they're all entitled to send 2 players?
That's correct. And the host country typically gets more than 2 players. It depends on the total number of entries. And they play the men's, the ladies, and the masters.
Mm-hmm.
The masters, which is over 40, they play all of them, typically at the same time.
Now, if someone has gone, and of course now the qualifying is all opened up now in England, the way that they're structuring it now.
That's right, yeah.
And so if somebody goes over there, decides to play, like I'm considering, and becomes a professional, they still would be entitled to play in this event?
Absolutely. This is what you would call as a pro-am event.
Gotcha.
So we don't have any restrictions with respect to professionals playing in this event.
That's great. Huh. Wow, what a shot. Snuck it in.
It's a fantastic shot. Now, if the red's covering the blue spot, he might decide to play the brown and play for that red by the blue spot.
Watch that
Oh,
side.
he's very close to the side pocket.
Man.
He's extremely lucky.
Well, it's interesting because you would consider him fairly unlucky if it went in. And you consider him fairly lucky because it didn't go in.
That's right.
Interesting, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and also the fact that he was that close to the pocket, he doesn't have a very good angle on this red.
I saw that. That's the thing he's paying a penalty for. But this is where I like playing off the blue in the corner. I think the ability to pot the blue in the corner can get various corners can. And using that as a strategy can get you out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the professionals play, blue to the corners, for hours on end. Yeah, he's played a fantastic shot to get back to where the action is.